every one of you had a blessed and amazing day on today. Okay, everybody, we thank you for tuning in with us on our Tuesday Night Live as we get ready to go into tonight's teaching. Now, we're still going to be touching base or still teaching from what we left off on from Sunday. And as we're going to go right on into this, I'm going to try my very best to go and really dive in after I read this about 5 or 6 verses. Then we'll go right on into some notes that I believe that's going to tie right on into the notes and also the teaching in John chapter 11. We'll begin reading at verses 41 to 46, and then we'll go right on into it on tonight. Let's do it. So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me. When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, take off the grave clothes and let him go. Therefore, many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. All right, everybody, let's go right on into this one on tonight. Still got a good bit of notes, but we're going to go right on into it. We're going to knock it on out, get as far as we can anyway. I believe I'll start off by, for many of you right now, I need some of you to get this because the Lord is really wanting to do something great and amazing in the life of many of you, his people. So tonight we're going to see there was also a part when Jesus was talking to Mary or to Martha. I'm going to just say it like this. What Jesus was trying to do, he was trying to get Mary to, or others or all the people who was around. He was trying to get them to believe. Watch this. He was trying to get them to believe past what they was around and believe past what they were seeing. And see, I don't know whoever I'm talking to on tonight. The Lord is possibly needing many of you right now to believe past what you're around, also believe past what you're seeing. Because that's what he was doing with Mary, with Martha, with the crowd when he began to tell them, even the disciples, because they were also there as well. But he had to tell them, no, he's not dead, he's asleep. But yet still Jesus letting them know, hey, I'm the resurrection. I'm going to raise him up. And see, he was trying to expand their mind, but also trying to get them to believe higher than the level that they were currently believing on. And see, for some of you on tonight, the Lord really, I feel that he's allowing me to share this with many of you because he's trying to get you to believe higher than where you're currently located. Push past what you're around. You're going to have to also push past what you see. And not only that, let's take it a step further. You're going to push past things at what you know. Because, see, oftentimes many of us, just because, and see, let's look at Martha, look at Mary. See, it was almost like it was strange or like it was foreign to them when Jesus was telling them that he was the resurrection and that he was about to raise Lazarus up out of that tomb. See, to them it was foreign. But to Jesus, he was letting them know that, hey, I could do anything. I can do the impossible. See, oftentimes people, in the ways that we could be thinking traditionally, or we could think or go by things like what we see or what we know. And see, that's for many of you, you're going to have to push past what you see, what you know. See, you're going to have to put this thing in the Lord's hand and say, okay, Lord, here am I. I need you to do this one. And see, now he's going to supersede anything you could have imagined, anything that you thought of, anything that you was hoping for it to be. When he step in and when he do it by your faith, because he see that you believed in him, because he see that you had the endurance to endure, and until he got ready to do what he was ready to do, watch this. He's going to supersede whatever you was thinking or hoping or even could have imagined. So he needs for many of us right now to keep pushing past. So this is what he was doing when he was talking to Mary, Martha, and also the disciples. The disciples, you would think that they would have been more susceptible to believe him. But he even had to, basically, they didn't even have a full understanding. And they was right there with him. So many of you right now, the Lord, he understands, but he's letting us know that, look, there's a time in your life where you're going to have to expand. Many of you, your faith is going to have to go higher than where it's currently. I don't know whoever I'm talking to on tonight. So you got to push past whatever you're believing for, whatever you're seeing. Push past. So Jesus asked everyone to believe past what they knew, what they thought, what they even was seeing. Because what you might be seeing, some of y'all, whatever situation that you might be in right now, you already been feeling, and you may have seen how it may have worked out for other people. But hold fast. That don't mean that the same way that it worked out for Joe Blow over there. That don't mean that the same is going, unless it happened greater, that don't mean that it's going to happen the same way for you. Because see, now it might not have worked out like how Joe Blow wanted it to, but that don't mean that the Lord is not going to step in for you, and especially if you're a born again believer. And see, he see that you, by faith that you're believing, see the Lord very well get in your situation, get in your circumstance, because he see that now you still trusting in him, even though he didn't move on your time, even though he waited a few more days before he showed up, and he see that you still standing there. He see that you still believing in him. He see that you still trusting him to stay in there, that you didn't go run over here to this person. You didn't go run over there. No, you stayed right there waiting for him to show up on your behalf. So see, when he see that your faith, your belief, and he's looking at your actions, what is your actions showing him in this hour? Whew. What is your actions showing him in this hour? Because see, your actions, you might as well say faith equals action. And see, it's all according to what you're doing right now. And see, for many of us, this is where we're going to have to continue to allow our faith to grow and keep doing the things that's pushing us in that forward motion. He already knew that Lazarus was ready to possibly come up out of that place. He already knew the people didn't fully believe like on the level that he wanted them to believe. But Jesus still knew he had an assignment, he had a mission, he had a task that he had to do. So watch this. Let's keep moving forward. That's why he prayed to the Father. Now he's saying, look, it's not for his sake, but he's saying, look, it was for the people who was there. See, they needed to see something. And what they needed to see, Jesus knew that it was going to supersede even their own logic, their own thought. Some of y'all right now, you're getting ready to step into a situation, or you're getting ready to step into another level or breakthrough. Many of you, you're about to step into something, and it's going to supersede anything that you could have prayed for, think, or even imagine. It's going to be greater than what you could have even prayed for it to be. Because see, now he's saying, look, you did all the necessary things. I saw your actions. I saw how you still endured, even though things didn't feel good, even though things didn't look good. You kept it moving forward. And because you stayed in there, because you waited on me, now I'm ready to mount you up like an eagle, and I'm ready to give strength to you, and I'm ready to also bring to you the things that you need, so that way you can fully represent me, and I get the glory out of your life. Whoever I'm talking to on tonight, if I'm talking to you, just tap on the screen, you're talking to me. So watch this. The tomb. What does the tomb represents? The tomb in the sickness, it was a situation that was brought there. But once in the tomb, we see how everything was shut down, nothing can move. And see, I'm going to go here tonight because I really feel that the Lord needs many of you, like Lazarus on tonight. He needs many of you to understand and get this part. He needs you to understand and know that, hey, some of y'all, you put yourself in circumstance or in situations. You wasn't a good steward over, let's say, your finances, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do on that job, or watch this, or many of you, you didn't even put yourself in a situation, but you found yourself in one, and it was an uncomfortable situation. So what we're seeing here in John chapter 11, Jesus through the writer John, he's clearly letting us see that, watch this, Jesus is letting us know that, hey, when you put your faith, your trust, and you believe in me, then look, I can do the impossible. I can raise you back up out of whatever you state or whatever thing you may have found yourself in. That goes for anybody right now. If you're out there and you know you're not saved and you're tired of living that humdrum life, you're tired of living that life that's separate from Christ Jesus, then look, all he's telling you, hey, just ask him, trust him, believe that he can save you, heal you, and deliver you, and watch won't he do it. He will do it. He will do it. Because see, many of you right now, and to those of you, you found yourself in something, and you trying to figure it out right now. That how did I get in this mess? How did I end up here? Watch me on tonight. See, some of y'all right now, see, the Lord already knew he had certain things in place. He knew that some of you, he knew some of y'all who was going to be his greatest soldiers. He already had certain things in place for you that he knew that you was going to have to go through it. And see, because he allowed or he needed you to go through it, he already know the outcome. See, somebody on tonight, as you're watching me, watch this. See, the thing that he allowed you to go through, it was not your own doing. Just like this thing here with Lazarus. See, the Lord he knew about the sickness. He knew about it was going to take Lazarus to the tomb. He could have stopped it all, but he didn't. So the Lord didn't stop many of you for things that some of you saying, man, I'm innocent in the fact I didn't do anything. But why am I here? You don't understand it right now. It's almost like pulling teeth and nails. You're trying to figure out, what are we doing here? Why are we in this mess? Why are we having to go through what we're going through right now? Shouldn't we be further up the road? Shouldn't we be doing other things greater on another level? Well, why are we still in this point? Why are we still here? So what did we do? Everybody, if that's you, you're probably trying to figure it out. You're trying to wonder. You're trying to think. You're trying to process this thing. You're trying to dig deep to see. Man, you even, some of y'all, you even had to go back months, even weeks, even years to even search yourself. Did I sin? Did I do anything against anybody? Did I say anything that I shouldn't have said? Did I do anything wrong? Did I do something to somebody I wasn't supposed to do? Lord, are you whipping me? Lord, what am I in this for? Why am I having to go through this? Well, see, for somebody on tonight, the Lord already knew you was he allowed this for you to go through it. And see, he's only getting ready to level many of you up from that level to another level. See, he purposely allowed that one, the thing that many of you, and this is to those of you, you know that you didn't do anything, but it seemed like something just came and just hit your life like that. Okay, I'm talking to you right now, because see, the Lord, he wants you to understand and know that this one, what you're going through right now, he allowed you to come at you that way, because he know that you're going to endure it. And he know that once you get to the other side of it, he's going to level you up, and it's going to be for his glory, because he know that you're going to tell when he finally bring you up out of this one. He said he know that you're going to tell other people about his goodness, about his glory, where he bought you from, and more so what he bought you out of. And see, that's why many of you, he's only trying to get the glory out of your life. He already know you're going to hold on. Matter of fact, you can't go nowhere. You can't move. You can't pray your way out of this one. Come on, Lazarus couldn't pray himself out of that one. Lazarus had to continue to keep going and keep living in that until the Lord said, okay, now it's my time to bring him out of this. And now I'm ready to allow me and my Father to get the glory, me to be glorified. But then now, Lazarus, it's time for me to give you the gift of life. So now you can be back. And so that way everybody can see what I was able to do through my Father in your life. Somebody on tonight, the Lord he's really ready to get many of you. It's him. He's doing a great and mighty work in many of y'all life. See, the things, all he needs you and I to do is keep holding on, stand fast, keep moving forward. And see, as we continue to keep moving forward, keep trusting and believing him that, hey, like it was for Joseph. Joseph didn't know that next day when he woke up, that was the day that the Lord has made. And see, now he went from being in a place of captivity in prison to now he was being elevated to second in command that next day. See, many of you, when we first started this series, one of the questions was, what day is it that you are in? Are you in day 1, day 2, day 3, or day 4? No matter which day you're in, just trust and believe that because you keep believing, the Lord is going to show up for you long as you stay in position and you keep believing, whichever day it is for you in your life. Now, to those of you, you know that you have purposely did some things wrong in your life. You know that you put yourself in situations for the Lord, and the Lord didn't put you there, but you did it to yourself. Okay, here's what you have to do. Now you got to go ahead, forget whatever trespass or whatever thing you may have experienced or you did or you whatever you went through or still currently going through. Now you got to forgive yourself. You got to repent. You have to also ask the Lord if it's against anyone else. Hey, forgive them, and then prayerfully they will forgive you back. And then now you keep moving forward and see, allow the Lord to work on you. And see, in the right moment, the right timing, now the Lord is, as he continues to look at your heart posture, and as he begin to continue to look at your faith and your belief in him, because see, your actions, God Almighty, your actions is going to show him where you're at and what's really going on within you. That's why for many of you, even though he know that things is uncomfortable for some of you right now, he know that many of you, you're tired, you're frustrated. Many of you may be moody right now. You just about want to pull your hair out because you're like, look, you ready to move on from that point. But trust and believe the Lord, he already know. He's going to bring recompense to many of you. And the recompense that he's going to bring to you, this recompense is going to be better than what you could have even thought, prayed for, or even hoped that it would be. For whoever I'm talking to on tonight, just trust and believe that that's where he's at. And that's clearly what's taking place in your life. But also, I need somebody to catch this. Many of you right now, you're going to have to trust. And see, for some of us, I know for those of you, you've been waiting for a while. Well, let's look at it this way. Many of you, what your greater is coming. It comes later. See, many of you, you was hoping that the greater or your blessing was coming today. But see, the Lord said, no, some of you, I gotta get some other things prepared and ready for that. But just trust and believe. Many of you, you have probably was going through something. Things just wasn't going right in whatever situation or whatever area in your life. But just trust and believe. Your greater comes later. But see, you got to be willing to go through and allow the Lord to pull you through where you're currently at. So that way he's only leading you to greater. But he needs you to be able to allow him to do the pulling to get you over there to that next place or to your greater. So watch this. As you continue to keep pressing forward, the Lord is clearly looking. As he's watching, he's looking, checking out our faith, our belief, our trust. Are we trusting him? Are we believing that he's going to pull us through? And see, for many of you, you just got to hold on right there. Even though you may feel things like it tensed up, still keep going forward. Keep pushing past the things that you hear, you see, and keep moving forward. Because as you continue to keep moving forward, watch this. All it is continue to just, now that believing and faith muscle, now the Lord is getting more testimonies. He's getting more information to you, more wisdom, and also more experience that's going to also help give you more information. So that when you're talking to others, that's going to even increase you as you'll continue to keep pushing forward as you're moving to your next. So as many of you just keep pressing forward. And see, watch this. There was a certain level of success that came on the other side of Lazarus' journey. See, for many of you right now, as you're going through the journey, and I heard this, someone said it like this: enjoy the journey. Yes, the Lord already know that the journey don't feel good. He already know that many of you you're going to experience, or you're going to see some things, and you're going to feel some things that you don't want to. But watch this. He's saying, look, enjoy the journey. Because look, when we look at this, watch what we see here. Lazarus' life went through a journey, but look at where his journey led him to places that was uncomfortable for him. But watch this. It also led him to a certain level of success, to where now, watch this. God got the glory, Jesus was glorified, and now Lazarus was raised back up to life, and he was healed. He got life. And see, many of you right now, that's where many of you're there right now. And see, some of you, the Lord is ready to speak a word or allow a word to be spoken in your hearing. That's going to, because you're believing, because you're trusting him, it's going to hit your faith. It's going to cause you to believe what you heard. And because you believe what you heard, now it's going to stir up your faith. And now you believe in this thing. Now you continue to keep trusting the Lord, waiting on him to show up for you, and see at the right moment in time, in that right season, he's going to show up for many of you. And now he's going to be ready to do something greater for you and also in your life. For whoever you are, he needs you to understand this portion on tonight. Because we can see that Lazarus, he was up. He was also alive. He was free. He was up. And see, that's for many of you. The Lord is ready to elevate and raise many of you and bring you up. So what is he letting you know? What is he saying on tonight? Keep going forward. And as we all continue to keep going forward, he's going to continue to do his part. Well, he also needs you and I to do our part. So as we continue to keep pressing forward, we can also see that, yes, Lazarus' journey through being sick to the tomb, it led him to another level. But watch this. It was another level of success. But it was not just another level of success, but it was another level of success greater than what Lazarus experienced before he even went to the tomb. See, many of you, the Lord is ready. See, many of you was okay. You was fine on this level. But the Lord, he see greater in your life or in your future. So now in order for him to go ahead and shift you there, he had to allow you to experience a season that was going to level you up, if you will, and bring you to a place higher than where many of you are currently right now. Let's see, that's why many of you found yourself experiencing those little tough times, those tough seasons, those things that was feeling uncomfortable to you. It's only because the Lord is ready to level many of you up. You can't stay there. I got to shift you now. See, you handle this season, but now the things that many of you are experiencing or going through, it's only you're being poked, if you will, like that eagle. Hey, you growing wings now. I got to shift you. I got to poke you. You got to get ready to jump out this nest. You got to begin to fly. Because see, many of you will stay right there in that area or in that place or state. But Lord's saying, no, you have already grown. You got wings now. You need to start learning how to flap them. You got to learn how to fly now. You can't just stay in a nest with wings and don't fly. So that's what many of you are experiencing right now. He's ready to get you prepared and ready through what you may have been going through. That's giving you strength and that's giving you tenacity to where that way it's going to make you want to flap them wings and move to the next level. Keep moving, whoever I'm talking to. Allow everything to keep pushing you forward. So prior, Lazarus, he had life and a relationship with Jesus, but his journey led him back to a lifestyle where he was healed, his relationships was healed, even with Jesus, and also God and Jesus was able to get the glory and also be glorified through Lazarus' life. See, many of you right now, just look past where you're at. Trust me, the Lord is getting glory out of many of y'all life. Because see, he saw and he knew the things that many of you was going through. He knew that he already knew the uncomfortableness of it. But because you endured it and you stayed in there, watch this. He's going to get the glory out of your life. He's about to get the glory out of your life. So what you're going through right now, it is leading you to a blessing. Many of you got to understand what you're going through right now is leading you somewhere. It's leading you somewhere, and it's also giving you strength. For somebody on tonight, the thing that you're possibly or currently going through right now is leading you somewhere. And the place that it's leading you to is leading you to another level of greater success or whatever. It could even be in your relationship. It could be even in your finances. It's it's leading you to another level to where you be a better steward of it, or you even be, you know how to treat that relationship, or you even know how to manage that job. You know how to manage that circumstance. You even know how to manage that situation better than you did prior. But see, he had to allow or take you and I through certain things so that way it brings more maturity in certain areas of our life. So that way he know that, look, you ever see this again, you will handle it better and you will also handle it different from that you did this time. So that's why many of you, here we go again. That's why he's allowing you, he's only fine-tuning many of you because he's saying, look, I'm about to elevate. I'm ready to shift and bring many of you to your next level. So we also see that Lazarus had to not become bitter with God and not stay stuck in that tomb. He had to continue. He had to not allow himself to get bitter. See, watch this. Many of you right now, those of you, you found yourself in this situation or in this circumstance and you saying you didn't put yourself there. You got to make sure that you don't get angry, that you don't get bitter. So that way, because when the Lord show up, you don't want it. You don't want him to see your actions where you twisting and you doing all this and you got all you just mad, you moody right now. No, you got to allow him. You got to be like Mary in this one. Even though Mary was in that uncomfortable situation, knowing that her brother was in that tomb, Mary still had a certain level of peace, but also humility with her. She didn't go trying to do all what X, Y, Z, what she could have done. And see, that's for many of us right now. Stay humble, keep your peace. So that way, when the Lord show up, that way you're going to be ready to go on into that next level. Now, as you look at the other side of this thing, see, all of us, we got to continue to stay focused. And see, for many of you right now, to those of you, you know that you did some things in your life and you know that things that's probably coming back to you is because you may have caused it. Okay, well, the Lord, he understands. But we got to also remember what Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that's what he reaps. Okay, so you know that you purposely did some things and now this is some things that you was having to reap. Okay, the Lord said, okay, just keep trusting and believing him. And in due season, he will still even bring you up out of that because he know that you're believing him. He know that you're trusting him. And matter of fact, he know that, hey, you repented if you had to repent because of things you may have done wrong. He understand. And see, because you're doing it the right way. Now, when he take you through that season, then he's going to bring you out and see, now watch this. You're going to even look better than what you did when you first prior went into it. But see, now you gained another level of love, also respect, honor for who God is, but then also even your surrounding of how you need to live your life. But see, it was all contingent and part of God giving you growth. That was even another opportunity for growth, even for those of you did things to put yourself where you're at. And see, let's just say, look, you wasn't a good manager or in over certain things like in your finances, like what the Lord needed you to be over. Well, he gave it to you. But see, if every time he look, you going to buy this, you ain't trying to put up, you ain't trying to save, you trying to XYZ, you trying to do all these things, you trying to go use your bill money to go on vacations and this, that, and the third. And now, so what he's saying, you're not a good manager over what I gave you as yet. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to tighten the reins a little bit more. I'm going to have to allow certain things to come on in and tighten up. Because see, why you're here or why you there right now, and see, everybody's not bad with finances. So I'm only using this because I know that, hey, I was there at one time. And see, many of you, let's use something that everybody can all relate on. And see, as we're doing this, many of you can see that, okay, the Lord see that you're not a good steward. Then, okay, now I'm going to have to tighten up some things in there. And as I tighten it up, now you're going to start tightening it up because, see, you've been there. You know that. And see, here we go again. Even me and Lady Frazier at one time, all we had on us at one time, this was, I want to say roughly 15, 20 years ago. All we had on us, we hit one of those spells and it was a Friday night, I believe, and we didn't have anything going. So we just wanted to, spend some good time together. So, look, we said, hey, we felt like some snow crab leg with that garlic butter. So we said, all we had on us was our tithes money. And so what we did, we said, well, we'll just double up on the next time. All right, well, see, being that we knew what we was going to do, we went to that the little crab house right there for 96, and we got the crab. That was our favorite spot at the time. We got that. I mean, the crabs looks, nice, lovely, and pretty. That garlic butter. they had them crab legs. We got a look. And back then, hey, we had, wife had a little assistant, so we was able to really get them. But yeah. So we had. Look. And we had no crab legs, and look, we had a good cluster. But y'all, here we go. Watch this. We took our tithes money and we went and paid and bought those crabs. When we got home, pretty crabs, snow crab legs. I ain't talking about the blue crab. The snow crab legs. Garlic butter down. We got back home and we began. All we could do, we both grabbed one and we both ate one of those crab legs. We couldn't even eat the whole crab leg that we had just cracked open. They was pretty, but they had tasted like dirt on the ground. And we had to end up throwing the whole batch away. All those big clusters of those pretty crab legs. All because, now here we go again. We wanted to do our own thing. And we just, we say, we'll re-up on our tithes and do it later. But we took it like the Lord was saying, no, trust me. Trust me that I'm going to see you through. I'm taking care of y'all. And because we did it that way, we couldn't even enjoy the crabs because of what we tried to do for our own self. And the Lord, ever since then, Lady Frazier and I, we try our very best to make sure we honor the Lord in that. We don't do it to men or other people. No, we do it because we know how the Lord deal with us. Personally, when he showed us that he ain't playing, because as the scripture says, look, I will rebuke the devourer for your sake. And see, when you get in the way now and you begin to start doing things, see, watch this. As he's looking at you, he said, you're not a good steward as yet. Don't you know what my word says? And see, when you're not a good steward, watch what he'll do. That he have to tighten the reins up and begin to let certain things hit you. And when certain things begin to hit you, then you will start tightening up, and then you'll start searching you and looking to find out and say, okay, why are we going through this? Why are we being hit here? Now your mind start thinking, and then you start trying to look and see, backtracking. What did we do wrong? What do we need to do now moving forward? Because this don't feel good. And see, the Lord, he's always, hey, if he got to tighten down on you just to get you in position, he will do so, especially if you belong to him because you're his. He said, I chastise those who he loved. If he love you, he's going to do it. But this is why we got to make sure that we do our best, grow, learn, mature, so that way he don't have to worry about coming and tightening up on us and chastising us. Okay, everybody, my time is up. I know I went on over just a little bit.